Hey guys.
Alright folks, we're here today because Bloodred Hourglass announced a new record, and this is the latest single, How's the Heart? How's your heart?
It's pretty
It was
good.
broken at one point.
It was broken at one point.
Have you put it back together?
Scotch tape, but definitely it's together in a way.
Listen, in this life, the best way to avoid a broken heart is to not have a heart at all.
Damn.
Now that's some deep words right there. That's some deep word. Keep those bitches at a distance. That's what I'm saying. Away from the heart. Away from the heart. Maybe closer to the wall. The wallet. I was going to say the wall, but the wallet. But definitely away from the heart. That's the best advice. That's the best advice I can give you. Don't let them in. Just don't let them in. So anyhow, you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. Let's check this out. Some Star Trek shit.
Speaking of Star Trek.
What?
So speaking of Star Trek.
Oh.
Kind of has the sound.
I really dig their logo, man. I must say.
Did you dig the?
Okay, can I before I talk about the song,
waterbending?
I feel like I need to address this video because this video had massive Jamiroquai vibes.
Why the waterbending?
And the let me be really
dancing.
Let me be really critical here with this virtual insanity that was happening in this video here. If you're gonna have the guy move, if you're gonna have your lead singer move on the floor to give you this impression that he's moving with the camera while the band is staying still, don't show me the mechanism that allows for said movement to happen. Give me the impression that he's moving, but without moving. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, don't show me that. Like, that takes away from the impact of him moving. You know what I mean? It's like you're showing me too much. Don't show me that.
You're unveiling the magic trick when the trick in itself is what makes it entertaining.
What makes it entertaining is that the band is standing still in one position playing, and he has this ability to move with the camera further away from them or closer to them, depending on how you want to portray that image. But if you're going to do that, which I think, by the way, I like that. I think it's cool. You know what I mean? But if you're going to do that, don't show me the moving carpet that he's on. It's kind of like, I don't know, it kind of defeats the purpose. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a little bit amateur hour.
Like I said, it's like ruining a magic trick. It reminds me of you know, the whole Houdini, this is off topic. Well, not actually, technically still on topic. You know the Houdini magic trick, catching a bullet between his teeth?
No, I don't know.
Where the shot and he'll catch the bullet.
Okay, I get the concept, but I don't know.
And I didn't know how it was done, but I know it's a magic trick, whatever. But
I'm sure there wasn't a real bullet and a real shot at him. Otherwise, probably.
But it makes it such a cool magic trick, not knowing what's behind it. But then you find out that the bullet, when they're putting the bullet in the musket or whatever the gun was, it has a magnet at the top that connects to the thing. So when he fires, it's a
There's
blank.
nothing there.
Yeah, and then he puts the thing in his mouth and pretends like he's been shot.
Obviously.
But it ruins.
It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist.
But it ruins the magic trick, right? And that's what that kind of did. It ruined the effect that you would have got if it wasn't there. You see what I mean?
I know. I like the idea. Do you see what I'm saying? I like the concept.
It wasn't executed properly,
and it works really well in the way they were in that video, in the place that they were. It works really well there. But when I see him standing on it and the thing moving and him moving with it, it's kind of like, you know, this is not a behind the scenes video on how the video was done. So I wasn't a fan of that. I think that you need to be a little bit more careful on, okay, what are you trying to? I mean, then you might as well just put him on an escalator in the middle of a mall and just film the guy going up and down the escalator. I don't know. Like
that would be like having him walk, but having a still image around him, and having him walk on like a treadmill without the front, so it just looks like he's walking, right? But then having the camera a little bit lower so you see the treadmill.
Yeah,
that's some shit like Turn Me On Cantaloupe would do.
Listen, I have to keep it real here. I think that was a little bit amateur hour. I'm not a big fan. We're being super critical. I'm sure people watching this video, they're like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
I don't even remember that part. Yeah, it's like...
But for me, like, if I'm watching the video and I'm enjoying the song, I and it has this virtual insanity Jamiroquai vibe.
And it's a little serious.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the mechanism behind the trick.
So, just putting that out there. Now, talking about... By the way, I love the hat, too. I love the hat. Hint, hint. I love the hat. So now, anyways, talking about the song, I think you have to approach this song from two different point of views and from two different camps. All right, because I'm starting to, based on the comments that we're getting on the Bloodred Hourglass videos on the channel. Every time we've checked out one of their latest videos or one of the videos from their latest two records, but more so with the new singles from this upcoming album. I'm starting to feel like Bloodred Hourglass is becoming a little bit of the new In Flames, which is like people like, oh, I like the old Bloodred Hourglass better. Some people are like, no, I like the new Blood Hourglass. Because let's face the facts, if you listen to this song and you go listen to something from their first album, Where the Sinners Scrawl, it's night and day. It's like two different bands. This song, very popish for a lack of a better,
because of open,
because of the electronic, like the synths, like give this pop vibe.
It gives you that open pop vibe where the Sinners.
Not that I didn't like it.
Oh,
I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm not saying I didn't like it.
But in the older stuff, it's more compact, has its heaviness, but it also has its melodies. It
was more guitar centric.
It's more guitar centric. This one has more of a synth focused sound. Yeah, so. There are those differences that you can hear, but for me, either way, I'm always enjoying these guys.
No, I'm not hating. I'm just saying that there are clear differences.
Yes.
From their sound in the first album to their sound.
Yeah, it's like
this song.
It's not like how the tone went a little bit. No. It's like they've really.
Oh no, they didn't down tune their guitars. No. That's not what happened here. But
they really went through an evolving process.
I'm not saying that I didn't like the song. I'm just addressing the elephant in the room for those that because if I say, oh, well, I really like this track, I know I'm going to see comments about, oh, this is nothing like the other one, or blah, 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 blah. So I'm just addressing not to avoid those comments, because those comments are coming one way or another, but I'm just saying that it's a much different sounding band today than what and to their credit, bands do evolve unless you're Slayer or AC/DC, and the way you sounded in the first record is the way you sounded in your 25th record, which is totally fine too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either. I'm just saying that the way I appreciate this band is I honestly like them as musicians, and I like the sound that they create. I don't care if it sounds like the first record, second record, third record, fourth record. It doesn't really matter to me. I am able to appreciate all the different faces, all the different sides of Bloodred Hourglass. If I want to listen to something a little bit more melancholic, a little bit heavier, I can go back to where the Sinners Crawl. I can go back to Heal, listen to those records, and enjoy them for what they are. If I want something a little bit more inflamish, like the two previous albums had a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then if I want something a little bit more Syra, but with some more heaviness into the sound, then this is perfect too.
That's a pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good.
I think that's a pretty good take. I think that's a pretty good take.
With a little bit, yeah.
With just heavier.
Just heavy Syra.
Yeah. So if you're down with that, then this fits too. I like this song. I'm not one of those people that hold a band hostage to a certain sound, to a certain record, because guess what? Those records are still there. I can still go listen to them anytime I want. I enjoy this track. My only and it's not an issue here, because we've already listened to a few singles. I think this is already the third or the fourth from this album that we've checked out on the channel. So, and the other ones didn't sound like this. So what I'm trying to say here is, if the whole album was like this, I think you would get super stale super quick.
Oh yeah.
Because this is like bubble gum. It tastes good, you chew it up, the sugar is there, you get that kick, but a few minutes into that chewing, you gotta toss it and get another gum, right? So this song has a little, at least for me, it has a little bit of that radio-friendly quality, especially in Finland. I mean, this is a radio hit.
Yeah.
I mean, you could technically play this song even in the radio here, and it would get across. It's not heavy enough that people would be like, oh, wait a minute, like this is a little bit too much.
I think Finland radio for sure, and then
even here in some stations you could get it. You can get this over easily. So it's a super radio friendly song, very popish, very clubbish. Like, this is like, I figure when the guys are all like, Kitos in the club, this is Z pumping really hard, you know what I mean?
It's the Z pumping?
Yeah, because, Finnish people, how much they love the Germans. So anyhow, they do. They worked together at one point in time.
True.
So,
I feel like it was a common hate for another.
Yeah, like the enemy of my enemy is an enemy of mine. I mean, I don't know if...
I feel like they didn't even like... It was just like, we don't like these guys more than we don't like you.
Yeah, well, whatever. Let's not try to apologize for something that we have nothing to do with.
Exactly.
So, anyhow, the point being is that this is a very, like, club anthem, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, it has that easy listening vibe to it. I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed this in the context of a record that has other different styles of songs, and this one kind of comes in and almost works as an interlude. It allows you to kind of disconnect from the record for a little bit, enjoy it, but disconnect at the same time, and then reconnect back with the album. That overall, it really gives fluidity to a record, and it makes the record feel a little bit more complete.
Yeah.
But if the whole album was like this from beginning to end, 10 songs that sounded like this, man, like...
It gets stale.
Yeah.
Especially...
At least for me, I mean...
Especially because... there are bands that do have this sound, and it will be for an entire record.
Okay, but that's probably a band that had that sound, like, forever.
Forever,
So
right?
that's what you kind of...
That's what you're expecting.
Exactly.
Right? But these guys, you're also expecting other things, so I think this, as that interlude, like you're saying, as that interlude song, I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect as that, like, bridge between.
For as much as I'm not going to hold... against them or hold them to it, their feet to the fire, to what they did in the previous records, because I don't think that's ever fair for any band. You also cannot discard it. You know what I mean? You can't just like erase that. No, Like, I'm sorry, but when you're a band that's releasing your 5th record, your 6th record, 7th record,
And you already have a sound that's...
and you have a sound that got you to where you are now, while you're not tied up to that sound forever and ever, there is a certain legacy that you also have to respect and be aware of, that people gonna make comparisons. So I always feel like, it's not fair to go 100% to one side of the issue, but it's also not fair to completely defraud people that have been there from the beginning because you had a certain sound and now you're moving in a different direction. I think you have to be kind of pregnant.
Yeah.
So this song, I enjoy this song a lot. It's not by far my favorite Bloodred Hourglass song ever made. Not even close.
But it's a good song.
It's a good song, and I think it's a song that in the context of the album works well as a single, works well in the market that they're in, because
Maybe
this is
live,
a song
I think live,
that could play well in the radio.
I think live also this probably would work.
Live, this works in a set list if you throw it in the middle of the set list.
Well, exactly how you want to throw it in
the same way you would throw it into
I think this song is one of those things where, unless you're listening to it as by itself, even by itself it's a good song. But if you're going to put it in between songs, you have to put it smack dab in the middle, whether that's record or live. I think it's a perfect song for that middle.
Let me just say this.
Road.
For the longest time, 6 Feet Savior was my ringtone on my phone. There's no way this song would ever make my ringtone on my phone. It's a good song, but I don't want to hear it popping on my phone all the time.
No.
I look good today. That's my ringtone.
Yeah, it is.
I look real good today.
I look good today.
Yeah, someone would argue that's probably a worse song than this one, but you know what?
It is.
It's fucking cool.
It is a worse song.
Yeah, but it's fucking cool, and I'm sticking with it. All right. Anything else you want to add? But it's a good song. I'm not saying it's not a bad. I'm not saying it's a bad song. It's a good song.
Good today or
no, this one. Okay. It's a good song, but it's not like. It's not like.
It didn't blow me away.
No, it's a good song that could work almost as an interlude in the middle of a record kind of track, or an interlude within a track. The previous singles that we did from them, for me, those were better tracks than this one. This one, like I said, it's almost like made for radio. Like you're announcing a new record, and you want to put a single out there that people can say, "Hey, Bloodred Hourglass has a new record. Check out the new single." Like from that point of view, then this is perfect.
Yeah, very friendly to the ear.
Yeah, this is perfect. For especially if you look at a generation maybe that a generation that listens, because Blind Zero, for example, they became Blind Channel. Blind Zero is a band from Portugal. Blind Channel, they were a band that became huge because of their participation in Eurovision and stuff like that, with that overly synth sound. This song is slightly heavier than anything that Blind Channel has ever released, but still has a lot of that Blind Channel in it. And so if you're looking at expanding your footprint as far as fan base is concerned, this song also works well with that. I just think that it's a song that fits all of those criterias, but it may not be necessarily a song that fits what fans, at least fans who've been around for a long time, are looking for.
Yeah.
That's just my personal take.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with you.
All right. I'm glad you do. I'm sure other people will, and I'm sure some people won't. It is the luck of the draw.
It is what it is.
Listen, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So, and I just give you mine. Not my asshole, my opinion. My asshole, I'm not giving it to anybody. All right, on that note, unless the price is right, but that's a different story.
I was about to say that.
That's a different story. That's neither here nor there. All right, speaking of neither here nor there, a band from, a Canadian band that I really dig. They have like a really eclectic sound. Their name is Ken Mode. Ken's is the acronym for killing everyone now. Everyone now mode. So Ken Mode. They released 2 albums, back-to-back years. They're releasing one this year. And they both were written at the same time. Guess what they named the records?
What?
Null and Void. Isn't that cool? Like it's null and void. Get that?
Yeah.
The first one was null, the new one is void. So it's null and void. I thought that was fucking genius.
It is a good, yeah.
It's a fucking amazing play on words. Are you kidding me? We have 2 records, back-to-back years. What's it called? Null and Void. I think it's genius. I don't know, just me, but these fucking Canucks, man, they have all the smarts.
No.
We have all the smarts. All right. On that note, guys, thank you for watching this video. We'll be back tomorrow with another one.
See ya.